Hello, everyone. Have you ever thought about this? Being with this person makes me feel drained for some reason. This relationship doesn't seem to be beneficial for me. Throughout our lives, we meet countless people and form relationships. However, not all relationships bring happiness and growth. Sometimes there are relationships that gnaw at us and make our lives unhappy. Today, we aim to meet the sages of the East and West, who conveyed deep wisdom to us across thousands of years. They made it clear a long time ago what types of people we should avoid. From now on, listen to their voices. It will likely be a valuable time for you to reflect on your precious relationships and realize who you should be with in the future. The first sage we will meet is Confucius, the greatest thinker of the East. Confucius identified hypocritical words and flattering expressions as the type of person to be most wary of in human relationships. This refers to someone who dazzles others with sweet words and a pleasant demeanor on the outside, but does not hold any genuine feelings inside. Confucius defined such a person as someone who has no benevolent heart. True relationships begin with genuine honesty, and hypocritical attitudes obstruct that truth and ruin relationships. Such a person will inevitably try to use others for their own benefit. If there is someone around you who constantly flatters and praises, but speaks differently behind your back, or fails to keep promises at crucial moments, be cautious. Like Confucius taught, a relationship without sincerity is like a house built on sand. It is wiser to maintain distance rather than mixing hearts. Being with genuine and unpretentious people is what will strengthen our lives. Mencius, who inherited Confucius's teachings, talks about the people to be avoided from a slightly different perspective. He placed benevolence and righteousness as the foremost values. Here, righteousness is the standard for judging right and wrong. Mencius warned against those who abandon righteousness and only pursue their own interests. There are people in the world who seek to gain profits by any means necessary. They try to acquire wealth and honor through unjust methods and take the sacrifices of others for granted. Mencius warns that associating with such people can contaminate our spirit and morality. A true relationship is about encouraging each other to move in the right direction. If there is someone around you who makes money through unjust means or behaves shamelessly yet confidently, you must remember that this relationship can lead you down the wrong path. Like Mencius taught, one should distance themselves from those who seek unjust profits and draw close to those who can walk the right path together. This time, we will listen to the teachings of Laozi, who wrote the Laozi warned against artificial distinctions and discrimination. He emphasized that we should avoid the attitude of dividing everything dichotomously, such as, this is right, that is wrong, or this is good, that is evil. There are people in the world who judge everything by their own standards and easily criticize or judge others. They cling to what they believe is right, ignoring the opinions of others and dividing the world into my side and your side. Laozi believed that such discernment actually creates confusion in the world and leads to conflict. The same goes for our relationship. When we are with someone who judges everything as right or wrong, we can constantly feel evaluated and judged. True peace and harmony begin with letting go of discernment and accepting things as they are. Therefore, it is wise to be close to someone who can see everything as it is, rather than someone who easily judges and criticizes others. The father of Western philosophy, Aristotle, emphasized a happy life based on virtue. He divided true friendship into virtue-based friendship, pleasure-based friendship, and benefit-based friendship. Among these, he stated that friendships that pursue only pleasure and benefit should be avoided. Pleasure-based friendship exists only in enjoyable moments, such as at drinking parties or gatherings. When joy disappears, relationships also fade away. Friendships based on benefits only last when they are helpful to each other. When one side is no longer helpful, the relationship ends immediately. Such a relationship cannot be called true friendship. It is focused more on using each other than on mutual respect. If there is someone around you who pursues pleasure or only calculates their own interests, the deeper the relationship becomes, the more likely you are to be disappointed. As Aristotle taught, a relationship that builds virtue together and helps each other grow is true friendship. It is important to be with people who respect each other's dignity, rather than seeking pleasure or gain. Plato inherited the teachings of his master Socrates and explored the truth through the concept of ideas. He valued the thought of Socrates, who said, "Knowing that you are ignorant is the beginning of wisdom." On the contrary, he identified those who do not acknowledge their ignorance as the most dangerous people. These types of people are under the illusion that they know everything. They do not listen to others' advice and insist that only their own thoughts are correct. Sometimes they try to teach others and fail to acknowledge their own mistakes, which can ruin relationships. When you talk to such people, you may feel frustrated and have a sense of hitting a wall. True communication is a process of sharing each other's opinions and growing together. It is the person who acknowledges their ignorance and constantly seeks to learn that enriches relationships. On the other hand, arrogant people who delude themselves into thinking they know everything should be avoided. Like Plato's teachings, the beginning of wisdom comes from humility. The Stoic philosopher Seneca emphasized the importance of maintaining inner peace that is not shaken by external misfortunes. He valued approaching life rationally, without being swept away by emotions like anger and sadness. Therefore, he advised that one should be wary of those who spread their misfortunes to others. There are people in the world who constantly talk about their misfortunes and seek sympathy from those around them. Rather than solving their own problems, they try to justify their unhappiness by draining the emotions of others. Seneca warned that if we get too close to such people, we might get caught up in their negative emotions and become unhappy ourselves. True growth begins with overcoming one's own misfortunes. If there is someone around you who constantly spreads their unhappiness, you should remember that this relationship can harm your mental health. Like Seneca's teachings, it is wise to be close to those who strive to solve problems, instead of complaining and who can manage their emotions. This time, we will hear about the teachings of Dasan Yak Yong, a practical scholar of the Joseon dynasty. Dasan lived his life simply and frugally, striving to improve the lives of the people. In his, he taught that officials should be wary of falling into empty formalities and wastefulness. This applies not only to management, but also to our human relationships. Dasan believed that we should stay away from people who are full of vanity, who only decorate their appearance, and who constantly waste and show off to others. Such people are obsessed with outward honors and wealth rather than true value. Being with them can unknowingly lead us to be tainted by vain desires. True value lies within. It is important to not judge people by their appearance, but to be close to those who strengthen their substance. Like the teachings of Dasan, when we are with people who live simply, sincerely, and faithfully, our lives will also become solid and abundant. The last sage we will meet is Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome and a Stoic philosopher. In his meditations, he recorded how to maintain inner peace without being swayed by the chaotic external world. He identified as someone to avoid a person easily swept away by the chaos and noise of the world. Such people are sensitive to trends, concerned about others' opinions, and constantly listen to external voices. They do not look within themselves and are easily swayed by external evaluations. Being with them can easily lead us to lose our center, getting swept up in unnecessary noise and confusion. True strength lies in knowing oneself and quietly walking one's own path. Like the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we should be close to those who look within themselves and move forward steadily, rather than those who are swayed by the chaos of the world. They are the ones who will bring us true courage and peace. Today, we gained wisdom about people to avoid through 8 sages, representing both the East and the West. Hypocrites who are different on the outside and inside, those who chase unjust gains, those who are caught up in vanity and waste, and those who disturb the peace of the soul. The types they describe actually exist beyond time. However, the true meaning of this teaching is not simply about distancing ourselves from someone. Rather, it is about reflecting on ourselves and realizing what kind of person we should become. Are we truly honest, righteous, humble, and seeking inner peace? Through this video, I hope you take the time to reflect on your precious relationships. Consider who you will be with in the future, and think deeply about the kind of person you will become. Thank you. If you liked today's content, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe. Please set notifications. Also, please let those around you know. Your encouragement is a great help in making the videos. I will always repay you with good videos.